Whoa, this is trippy. But not as trippy as understanding that I get to be in the presence of the greatest recap show on YouTube, the Tyrod Taylor Cover Band Week 9 Recap. Ladies and gents, you are watching another episode of the Tyrod Taylor Cover Band League Recap. Week 9, going into Week 10, which I should probably change that. I've already spoiled it, but that's okay. Because we've got competitor, the manager of Punishment Incorporated, with us here to give us his thoughts and opinions on each of these matchups. Richard, say hi to the people.
What's up, everybody?
And he is ready. He's one of the few people that actually asked to be on the recap. Not everybody else I've kind of asked to be on here. He was ready to give his opinion. And so let's just jump into it this week. Which match do you want to start with, Richard?
Let's start with yours.
Okay, let's jump right into it. We edged it out. The Zan State Fur Assassins 133.2 to the Lou Boys 101.9. And my immediate analysis is, dude, why do we only get wins when my team underperforms? That's how it feels this year, man. It's been Bizarro year. And do you have any first thoughts that you want to express looking at this matchup?
Well, I see that 4 of your players were in single digits. 5 of his players were in single digits. But Jacobs and Williams dropping a 50-piece, that like totally puts you over the top.
Oh yeah, yeah. Against that Cincy defense, that's all I've heard all for the past 2 or 3 weeks on like all the experts. Nobody really knows for sure, but all the experts tell me that Cincinnati has the worst defense and Dallas has the second worst defense, and I'm like, that's just been supporting what I've been saying all year long. And so whenever I saw he was coming up and I had a bye week with Jalen Hurts, I had to go and snag Caleb Williams, who was freshly dropped by Killer Kowalski, but we'll get to his matchup in a second. And I'm certainly glad I did, because him and Jacobs were the only two that like hardcore came to play. Sure, Bijan put up numbers. I'm glad Caleb Williams came to play. He was definitely my team's MVP this weekend. Supplied the majority of my points.
Yeah, and then I see with Lou Boy, he's got that Daniel Jones, Pittman, and Warren stack.
Yeah.
They basically kind of let him down.
Yeah.
Game flow wasn't good in his favor. Javonte Williams didn't do anything. Vidal from the Chargers didn't do nothing.
Yeah, that Daniel Jones one's got to be disappointing for him, because he had not just only 25.7 points, which in our league is kind of like regular. That's about the average quarterback. He would have had significantly more if he hadn't thrown 3 picks and 2 fumbles he gave up. So he would have been in a much prettier position if that had not occurred. 5 total turnovers for the Indiana Jones, as Cam Newton calls him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like you said, this year is Bizarro world. You can't really depend on. You can depend on maybe a handful of players to come through every week, but you're basically shooting darts at a board on other players.
Yeah, hoping for the best. And even though fantasy brings the worst out of all of us, hoping that somebody gets an injury. No, I'm just kidding. We had plenty of that because I actually had Tucker Kraft tearing his ACL, and he is out for the rest of the year. Which would have been amazing because, as you already mentioned in our group chat this week, you had offered me Brock Bowers and Rome Odunze, who ended up coming over anyway, for Rico Dowdle and Brock Bowers, who had a healthy game in his own right. But let's talk about Rome Odunze, who has the goose egg on.
Yeah, how did Caleb score 50 points and Rome gets a goose egg? I do not understand.
His young tight end, I can't remember his name, but his young tight end received 2 of his touchdowns. And
yeah,
then he had a lot of rushing. Caleb Williams rushed for 53 yards off 5 carries, had 280 yards passing and 3 passing touchdowns. 2 of those went to his tight end. And then he also had the reception touchdown where him and DJ Moore, had a trick play where DJ Moore passed to Caleb Williams for an easy touchdown.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, seeing as you picked him up like a day or two before Sunday.
Yeah, I was hardcore contemplating it. I picked up Jacoby Brissett, which to my knowledge didn't do, terrible, but he also didn't have 50 points. So I'm definitely happy for that. The second option I was going to pick up, and I don't know if he's still in free agency, was Sam Darnold. It looks like he is in free agency, who also had a healthy game. But I am definitely glad I picked up Caleb Williams. He was the savior my team needed this week. Him and his black painted fingernails helped me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Romo Dunze, I know he had 3 targets in the matchup, and he dropped a pass in the end zone. And then after that, they didn't really go to him at all.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's okay. He's gonna bounce back from it because I'm looking at his stats right now. He averages 6-7 targets a game. He'll be perfectly fine.
And it's not like Cincy has a shutdown corner.
Right.
Their secondary is, tier 4 maybe out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not great on defense. The Bears were pretty much doing whatever they wanted against them, and unfortunately Romo Dunze was not a part of that game plan. They tried to make him, but then after that drop they were like, let's go this route. And so part of that duo blew up, part of that duo didn't, and sometimes that's just fantasy football for you. They score, and it's not always the way that it's supposed to be. Like how Jonathan Taylor against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has been a horrid defense all year, put up his worst total yet. First time in single digits this year, actually.
Did he? I don't think he scored, did he? He didn't even score, huh?
No. He got 2 receptions for 12 yards, 14 carries for 45 yards. His season low average of 3.20 yards per carry. So Steelers shut him down. It's weird because the 2 defenses he seemed to underproduce against were Miami and Pittsburgh. And he's played against Denver, he's played against the Chargers, he's played against the Rams, and somehow they were the ones that shut him down the most.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep, that's what my confidence in these guys has not shut down. It's just a shame that 2 top players like Rome and Jonathan Taylor both had their bad weeks. But it didn't seem to matter because, as we said, we pulled off the victory.
Yeah. Guys, right now at this point in the season, halfway, it's all about wins.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Oh, yeah, and we're pushing for 500, baby. Any final thoughts on this matchup?
I was impressed by Harrison last night.
Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, and it brings up a question because him and Jacoby Brissett seem to have a better chemistry than him and Kyler Murray did. At least that's what a lot of people seem to take away from that. I don't know if I fully agree with that because some of the games where Kyler Murray was playing, he got a lot more targets, a lot more receptions and everything. And that's brought up serious questions about whether or not the Cardinals are going to consider benching Kyler Murray. I think it's probably not going to happen because of the contracts he currently has. But if they do, that could suggest some things. I was thinking maybe we would see Kyler Murray's name pop up on the trade deadline that was going around today.
Yeah, well, I dropped his ass weeks ago.
Right. Fair.
I just have no trust in him.
It's like, well, after Battlefield 6 dropped, he was pretty much going to give you a couple of bad weeks, but that's always the meme, the trend that's going around is every time a big shooter video game like Call of Duty or Battlefield drops, he'll just find a way to get hurt.
Yeah, Call of Duty's due out mid of this month, I believe.
Yeah, so he'll come back for a few games before then. Probably.
They got no shot at the playoffs in the NFC West anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's rough. But looking at Landon's bench and my bench, I don't think there's any big misses. Like, I played the Rams defense over the Saints, who got 13. The Seahawks played against Washington, and I kind of had a feeling that Jaden Daniels was going to come out and have a game. He did have a game, not in the way we were thinking, though. He got hurt and is out potentially for the season. A lot of people saying he's summoning the spirit of Robert Griffin III. Because they were both...
something on Instagram about that.
Yeah, Washington quarterbacks getting hit a lot and it leading to injury more often than not. But a lot of people speculated that... obviously, Jaden Daniels shouldn't have been left in for as late in the game as he was whenever Seattle was blowing them out. But I don't know. I didn't mind it as much. It was an unfortunate result, and there is speculation that he could possibly be back later this year. But as far as like his trust in fantasy, I would imagine that's pretty much gone at this point because of how often he's out.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch him.
Yeah. That's my thoughts, because Brandon was offering trades, and I was like, well, depending on what he values, maybe I could get him. And then I kept thinking about it, and I was like, would I really play him over Jalen Hurts, with knowing that, ironically enough, Jaden Daniels would probably get hurt?
Yep.
It is what it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup, which on your screen is it Pardon Me versus your team?
I can make it that, so...
Okay,
we'll
hop over to your game, where Punishment Incorporated, Richard's team, won 176.7, beating the former champ, or the reigning champ, I guess you could say, 148.8 points. You kind of made a statement victory here, Richard. Do you have any immediate thoughts on the matchup, or any thoughts going into the matchup? Because you're the only one that could really provide what you were thinking going into this, any worries you had?
Yeah, I was worried about Mahomes and Ferguson, Jefferson, but seems they all underperformed, and that's what kind of hurt him. Dobbins 6.9, Ferguson 8, and a fumble. And then Aubrey with only 4 points.
Right. Yeah, no, his team simply underperformed, even with Davante Adams performing and putting up 23 points. T. Higgins being the main guy, putting up 35.1. And then that Steelers defense, man. Against Indianapolis, I didn't think they were going to do it, but they have put up multiple 20-point games this year.
Yeah, Steelers seem to be like a set and forget. But if you look at all the defenses, there's not really many, that maybe a handful that you can set and like depend on them for at least 10 piece.
Right. Well, I already dropped Tucker Kraft, but if you want, we can still do that Tucker Kraft for Brock Bowers swap if you're looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the man himself put up 44.3 points, an absolute crazy number. Jackson Smith and Jigba, we don't expect him to get anything else but something over 20 points this year, and when he does, it's a big surprise. Dak Prescott putting up around that average quarterback number, but it didn't matter because the rest of your team was just completely, consistent. Across the board, consistency is key, and that's what you had across your entire team.
Well, yeah, because after the first slate of games, I was down by 50. And now I'm facing Mahomes, and basically Brock Bowers saved my ass.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, he came in clutch. It was crazy. Like, the entire time I was seeing it, and, like, the last time I looked at it, he had, like, 20 points, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what we would expect from Brock Bowers. And then the next time I look at it, I'm like, dude, why didn't I accept that trade? Like, it's absolutely crazy. But welcome back, Brock Bowers. Single-handedly,
yes, sir.
Putting the entire Raiders offense on his back. 13 targets, 12 of those resulted in an interception, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dude is a madman. And there's a reason why he was the #1 overall ranked tight end coming into the year. And he's showing us.
Yeah, I don't even know when I drafted because I wasn't there for the first half of the draft.
Right, the auto draft. I think the auto draft took him in the 4th round, 28th overall.
He lasted till the 4th round.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's when QBs started getting snagged real quick. Mainly because of the rule changes we have where QBs score a little bit higher. They still lasted, and then people started doing the panic drafting around the 3rd, 4th round. I'll have to do a draft episode next year. That way we could go back and see what everybody was doing and what was going on and everything. And we'll have to figure that out to where we're all in the Discord call and everything. Maybe we could set something up like that, because looking back at the drafts and seeing the numbers and everything, I am curious to see what everybody was thinking when they drafted people higher or lower than what I was expecting. But that's a talk for a different time. Do you have any other thoughts to kind of go through on your matchup? Maybe Justin Herbert lighten up the scoreboards on the bench, but like obviously Dak Prescott against Arizona's looking more impressive.
Well, like I told Mike, the only reason I played Prescott was to offset Ferguson and have a player going on Monday night in case I was behind.
No, that
had he started Keenan, I would have started Herbert.
Okay, no, that definitely makes sense. It's just just in general, like Justin Herbert's fantasy scores across the week-to-week basis are kind of impressive. I know there was that like 4-week stint where it seemed like he was underperforming, but then he starts shooting up to 40s, 30s, and it seems like he can't be stopped with a nice couple of defenses coming up that it seems like he can really thrive against.
Yeah, well, his left tackle's out for the year, so it's going to be, you're looking at short, quick throws to McConkey, Gadsden, and Allen. So Quentin Johnson, I would have no trust in him. Because Herbert, he doesn't have time to throw.
Right. So you got to rely on the little lad.
Yeah, I'm playing him this week.
And then you traded for Rico Dowdle and didn't play him, and he decided to go off for his 29 points.
Yeah, I like the Kyren against New Orleans.
No, that's no, that's definitely understandable. I wouldn't fault you, especially with Green Bay's run, defense that they have that should have. Well, I shouldn't say should have been better. That score was 16-13, so they did pretty good. It's just like,
especially at Lambeau.
Yeah, no, that's. We keep coming back to the term Bizarro world, but this is an example of that. Like Carolina beating Green Bay in Lambeau 16-13 wasn't on anyone's bingo cards. Anybody who says it was is a liar. But
right.
I think we can probably move forward to the next match. Do you have any final thoughts on your dismantling of the champ?
No,
keep it
I called my shot to you a couple weeks back.
So. Yeah. Keep it classy. Keep it classy. I like it.
Like I said, I'm 1-1 against him, 1-1 against you. 1-0 against Alex Koala.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
That's actually a perfect segue because we're going to go over to the Killer Kowalski's matchup. Potentially, in my opinion, match of the week against the Cleveland Chubs, because this could have been anyone's game. Up until the Monday night. Monday night, it was unlikely that Alex was going to lose this, but going into that Sunday evening game, it was like going back and forth, back and forth. Josh Allen putting in the work, Christian McCaffrey having himself a game. And it seemed like tit for tat, no matter how big of a score either team had, the other one was matching them up until the very end.
Kincaid had him a game, but he's playing Gadsden because that's how the Chargers develop tight end, just like they did Antonio Gates. They get him a little involved and they just skyrocket. Kincaid had like a once-in-a-lifetime game. Hunter, he's on IR. ETN didn't do much. He should have against the Las Vegas defense.
Right.
I mean, I think he made all the right decisions.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so too. Except you should have been a real fan and played J.J. McCarthy. No, I'm just kidding. Apparently I'm just going to stutter. The thing you mentioned in the chat is the thing that's been making Travis, a.k.a. the Cleveland Chubs' team, be very dominant this year, and that's that Matthew Stafford Puka Nacua stack he's got going on, where every single game they're putting up 50, 60 points between the two of them, and you instantly have to contend with that.
Yeah, that was a rough. I don't know if he beat me earlier in the year. Yeah, because of that.
That was the week that he had that 224 point game against my team. Matt Stafford had 50, Puka Nacua had like 30. So they were already at 80 points with just the two of them. That's crazy.
Yeah, generational game.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. Okay, I might have over-exaggerated. It was 42 points, but still for Matt Stafford. And then for Puka Nacua, it was 37. So still, I don't change anything I'm saying. But
yeah, and they've had their bye, so he's set for the rest of the year on that, unless Nacua comes up hurt again.
Or unless, let's make some zesty talk here, unless he trades him, which why would he with that stack? But the trade deadline is coming up, ladies and gents, and if you look at some of these fine players, we're running out of time. You got to go and snag them while you can. That's just a little plug to throw out there. Because who knows? There's trade talks always behind the scenes. I know, because everybody talks to me about their trade talks. Everybody who you expect to produce really produced. Amon-Ra St. Brown came in. George Pickens, the deciding factor going into the Monday night game, put up 13.9. We didn't expect any less. I think he was up by like 3 points, 2 or 3 points. And so we had to hope and pray George Pickens. If Cleveland,
he was down by 2.
Huh?
He was down by 2. He had 160 going into Monday night.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like he was either down by 2 or 3 points, two and some change. But yeah, no, it was hard to believe that he was going to lose, only being down by that much and having George Pickens play. But again, that's why I always talk about these percentages. There's always a % chance because, I mean, after you saw it on my team, Odunze put up a goose egg. Who's to say more wide receivers won't do that?
I think, Alex Kowalski looks like he's, I think Kelsey has a bye this week, so he should be looking for tight end on the wire because he ain't got nothing on his bench.
There's a couple of I'm not gonna really give any advice, but there's a couple of Browns tight ends currently on the waiver wire that he could be going for, and that's all I'll say. But there's a couple of different options, or you can just do what everybody who's been in that situation has done and picked up Hunter Henry, because Hunter Henry is the buy tight end for everybody this year. And then he just immediately gets dropped, poor guy. But it's
he's a little bit though.
It's I'll take my 5 points, or there's the off chance he'll get me 20 or 25. That's cool too. But there's no in between for him. It's either 3 or 4 or 5 points, or he'll blow up. Good old Hunter Henry.
Yes, sir.
It's so.
I mean, the Chubbs. I mean, every player was in double digits.
Yeah.
They just didn't do exactly what he needed him to do.
Right. It's he's on the right track. His team's definitely been good. Scored the single highest point total in a game we've seen this season. They've been consistently good. He's got a 5-4 record. I'm sure he will be just fine going into it, though. We'll talk about this in a little bit when we look at the standings. It is heating up in that middle of the pack, and hopefully his team doesn't let him down is all I will say. Let's just shout out real quick the young guy, Kyle Monengai. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce it? For the Chicago Bears, the backup running back, the Rook. Is he a Rook?
I believe so, because Swift, I don't know what's going on with Swift. He's got an ankle or a hamstring? Or?
Yeah, he was Hoyt. He was very Hoyt. And his backup came in and tore it up, because that's the name I was seeing all game long in cahoots with Caleb Williams. He was at one point, before Caleb started really catching his stride, I was like, stop handing the ball to him. But it was one of those. And you can't even fault him for not putting DJ Moore in, mainly because, as you described him in mine and yours personal conversation, DJ Moore's been more of a decoy than an actual wide receiver 1 this year. So I don't really blame him for playing Chris Olave. And it didn't really matter because he ended up pulling off the victory anyway.
Yeah. Dude, it's fantasy, brother.
It's fantasy. Any final thoughts on this matchup? And would you agree it's the match of the week, or did you have a different pick in mind?
Oh, no, definitely. Match of the week, definitely. By far.
Two top teams just shooting it out. All right, we're going to move on to the final matchup, and that is the Kansas City Kunai with Chain going against the LaMarvelous Chase. And as you see on your screen, 136.85 by the Kansas City Kunai with Chain was enough to edge out LaMarvelous Chase with 123.9. Any main keys pop out and catch your eye?
Yeah, why would you play Ramondre knowing that he was out? X-Worthy didn't do much for him. Kicker only got 4. Other than that, I mean, looking at his bench, only Flacco on the bench with 47 piece.
Well, what time did Ramondre? What time did it announce he was out? Because there is a little bit of a time discrepancy for LaMarvelous Chase. He's on the other side of the world right now.
Oh yeah. They announced it on Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it was from Schefter. Schefter announced it.
Okay. So I can't speak for, like, obviously the decision making or anything behind it, but I will give him a little bit of a pass for that, simply for the fact that he is in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, right now. And so he's not able to keep up with things as easily as a lot of us are. He did have till, 12 o'clock, but still, I don't ever want to jump in and be like, you should have known better. You should have been able to do it, because I don't know what's going on. But that's why I imagine Ramondre Stevens currently in. And I'm wondering who he would have played instead, David Montgomery or Alvin Kamara. Because if he would have played Kamara, there wouldn't have been too much of a difference with that 0.7. Bless his heart.
I'm sad to see that. I like Kamara.
I do like Kamara.
He's obviously on the downside of his career.
Yeah, it's the end of an era, and it's not like he's playing with an offense or a team that can really rejuvenate him or anything at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, with their Tyler Howe, is it? Is it quarterback?
Yes. Tyler Howe. They've officially moved on from Rattler, who, I mean, I can't blame them, but I don't view either one of them as a franchise quarterback. They might be, come this next draft, they might be in the market again to draft another quarterback and be on that vicious cycle that so many other teams have been on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they got to do that.
It's a shame. I know they just traded Raheem. I think they, or Shahif. Which one? Shaheed, yeah. I know they just traded him. They still got Olave, but they had a couple of decent wide receivers to throw to, so it's not like they didn't have options. It's just obviously if their running game's not picking up or anything, and Alvin Kamara's struggling and the other part's struggling, and neither of them are consistent, they're gonna have a rough time. That's really all there is to it, unfortunately.
And you know Olave is going to get doubled every game. They're going to game plan for Olave because he's basically the only good skill player they got.
Right. It's a similar situation. I don't want to say fully the same situation, but a similar situation as DK Metcalf is in, where you know where the ball's going. You can just stop it.
Right.
Trey McBride's always solid. Jalen Waddle put up okay numbers in that whatever match that was for Miami. I'm surprised we didn't see more people get fired other than just the general manager.
Miami's a train wreck.
Right. Mike McDaniel with his 184 plays that all result in a shuttle pass over to the running back. Bless his heart.
And Mike collecting his sunglasses.
Right? Yeah. And those capri shorts. He's ready for Miami, but Miami is no longer ready for him. Which,
yeah.
But there's also people on Brandon, a.k.a. Kansas City Kunai with Chain side that underproduced. Jameer Gibbs putting up only 5.8 points. Tyrone Tracy putting up 6.7. Kyle Pitts Sr., which we already know how he can fluctuate, putting up 7.8. I would have liked to have seen him play Sam Laporta.
Yeah, Laporta, though, he he's kind of like a Henry or a Hawkinson. Like the 1 week he'll blow up, and then 2 weeks he'll do shit.
Right, that's fair.
You can't depend on him.
No, you can't. But I'm just comparing their numbers, and Kyle Pitts is kind of the same way. His upside's just less than what Laporta is. Just what I'm saying personally. I'm not going to judge anybody for not doing it, but I'm just seeing that. And then obviously Jaden Daniels getting benched for Drake May was the smart decision because Jaden Daniels had that nasty elbow injury, out for most of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm wondering if he'll be back in time for playoffs, because that could come in clutch.
That even if they get into damn playoffs, or he gets into playoffs.
He's got, around playoff time, he's got Dallas coming up, he's got Denver, he's got Miami. Well, I guess that wouldn't be in playoff time, but he's got a lot of defenses coming up that it depends on what time he's coming back. But I don't know, like you said, that injury, protocol and how often he's injured scares me away from him.
Yeah, and his skill players, I mean, the only one I'd really trust is Debo and maybe Ertz.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't you disrespect Debo. Debo's the GOAT, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, the running game in Washington is, other than Daniels, is basically trash.
Yeah.
Bill ain't done much.
They got Krosky Merritt, the rook, who hasn't proven himself too much.
Yeah, Bill.
I see what you did there. I understand now. Sorry, it took me a little bit. I was slow.
Come on.
Yeah, Bill. Duh. Oh, man. But a couple of positive things I could say about this is Trey McBride is a stud. Lamar Jackson is back. And a lot of people are saying Baltimore could be a playoff team somehow, make it in. Their defense
Hold on. Lamar Jackson played Miami.
He did play Miami. He might be back. He's playing Minnesota.
Minnesota and Brian Flores defense.
Oh, yeah.
They shut down the one? No.
But it's Lamar Jackson, dude. He's a 2-time MVP, or is it a 3-time MVP?
I don't even care.
I would have believed either one of them. I would have believed either one because he's that good. Don't doubt Lamar until he gives you something to doubt. He didn't.
Alex, he gave up against KC. We all know that. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah, but that's KC.
Don't care. If you want to be an elite quarterback, you got to play everyone like an elite team.
Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback. Believe. Get him, James. Get him. On that note, we are going to move forward looking at the standings before we go into next week, just to kind of look and see what's going on, what the standings are looking like. And they are a shade of what they looked like a couple of weeks ago. Killer Kowalski, once again, at the top of the podium. That's where he was. With Pardon Me, the defending champ, now playing the second fiddle, whereas the past couple of weeks he's been number one. Punishment Incorporated, of course, my man Richard here, moving all the way up from the bottom, now in the top 3. That's got to feel good, brother.
Like I said, it's all about wins at this point.
I just take W's. That's what I take. And then
I don't care who does what. Give me the W.
Oh, yeah. But look at that in the middle. Cleveland Chubbs, and that's what I was talking about. 5-4 as well. And you got 2 teams that are 4-5 right beneath you. And then below us, we got 3-6. We no longer have a 1-win team in our league. We have a good, in my opinion, we have good, consistent wins across the board, and it is heating up. Anybody can make the playoffs at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of parity. I agree with you on that.
It's crazy. Looking at some of the leagues that you see online and some of my friends' leagues, you have one person that blows away with it. The second place is obvious, and then from there to drop off. Ours is kind of consistent across the board. And there's still a chance, though not much of one, that some of our top teams could drop down into the bottom. Even the ones who have been at the top for too long. We're coming for you, Killer Kowalski. We're coming for you, champ Michael. Pardon me? We're coming for
he's
you.
in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
He's in trouble.
Oh, yeah. We knocked him off his game. We parried his punch, hit him with a right hook, and now he's stumbling. You're stumbling, Michael. But let's look at some of that parity going into next week. We're going to look at the scoreboard for week 10 and get a look at some of these matchups.
So let's see. Me, I got the Lou Boy.
Got the Lou Boy. He's seen better days. Yeah, I will say that. He just had a rough week. I will say, I wish his team had put up a few more points against my team. He could have probably edged me out and everything. His team is struggling right now. I guess whenever RJ Harvey of the Denver is one of your running backs, that's kind of what you're going to expect, especially now that Javonte, even though he had a rough week last week, is on the bench on a bye week. So it is going to be a bit of a rough one again for the running backs, though he has Kenneth Walker, the third back. He hasn't been the greatest fantasy running back this week either. Can't be as dependent on, especially with Charbonnet as his backup.
Yeah, the matchup is decent.
Las Vegas? Yeah, no. As Stephen A. Smith would say, that's pretty much like having a bye.
Yeah, right.
That is a rough game, but RJ Harvey, if he's ever going to have an explosive game, it's definitely going to be that. Has he had an explosive game already? I remember him having, a 25-point game against Dallas, so we can't get too excited about that. And a 19-point game against Cincinnati, so 16.6 against Houston. If he can do that, he can do that against Las Vegas. So maybe, just maybe. On the other side of the spectrum, we have Rico Dowdle going against the Saints and Devon Achane going against Buffalo, who hasn't looked amazing against the run.
Yeah, I'm down Rice and Chase this week. So, I mean, it's going to be a toss-up, by the way. I expect a close game.
Yeah, I think so.
They got me favored by 30, but I don't see how that's going to happen.
I'm trying to see why they would have you favored by 30. It might just be Justin Herbert going against Pittsburgh seems like it would produce a lot of points, so I can see that. Rico Dowdle, with how he's been exploding against all sorts of defenses, going against the Saints, that might have them projecting him a little bit higher. Then you have that stack with Ladd McConkey, who whenever they've connected against bad defenses in the past, he's gone for 24, 20 points. Jackson Smith and Jigba going against Arizona. Brock Bowers, they're probably rating him pretty highly after scoring 40 points. So I can kind of see why they're projecting a little bit higher, but I'm looking at some of his players and I'm like, I don't feel like they're projecting him high enough.
Yeah, I would agree. They got Walker and Harvey about right. Yeah, Packers defense, special teams. What has he got on his bench? Yeah, he's going to be... If he's going to go with that, he's going to go with that. I wouldn't trust it.
I don't. Yeah, especially since he has A.J. Brown going against them. So either you believe in A.J. Brown or you believe in the Packers defense.
I'm gonna go A.J. Brown.
Yeah, especially with how the Packers have been playing this year in situations where you're expecting to stop them. I think if the Cowboys offense can score against the Packers defense, then the Eagles can definitely tear them up.
Yeah, let's see. You got Jones, Pittman. That Atlanta is like Jekyll and Hyde.
Right.
1 week they play lights out, the next week they drop a 0.
Don't freaking remind me, dude. Bijan's little 4-point game upset me greatly. A couple weeks ago. Oh yeah.
Worked in my favor.
I'm sure you enjoyed it. Dang it. I'm sure you enjoyed it. I'm gonna move forward until the battle of the best friends. Cleveland Chubbs going against the Kansas City Kunai with Chain. One man fighting to stay in the top 4. One man fighting for a chance in the playoffs. Who do you think's going to take it?
Yeah, Brandon's got the running back edge. Because Genty, who knows, against Denver.
A rookie running back. A rookie running back on the Raiders. Yeah, it could go either way, but I laugh, but all of the teams he's exploded against aren't the most impressive defenses. The most impressive one is probably Jacksonville, and he didn't get 20. Almost got 20.
Travis is trying to play mind games. He's got Travis Hunter in his wide receiver squad. Meanwhile, Quentin Johnston's on the bench, so I expect that to change before game time.
Right.
So it's an even match. I like it.
No, this is definitely. I was gonna say potential for match of the week, but Killer Kowalski texted me about his match not too long ago, and I have to agree with all of the parity going into his match. That might be match of this week, but this could definitely be a close second. Devonta Smith, Brandon playing the other half of that AJ Brown duo, hoping that his guy is the one that goes off, playing Sam Laporta against a struggling Washington Commanders. It's good to see. I hope he gets you 30. I'm just a Sam Laporta guy. It's the mustache. Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon Barkley. We're going to see if Barkley can continue his trend of exploding or if he's going to regress back down to where he was. And then Nico Collins and Drake London is such a scary duo at wide receiver.
Yeah, Collins? Who's the quarterback there this week?
For
Stroud's out in concussion protocol, right?
Here, I can look that up real quick.
Yeah, he's in the protocol. I just don't know when he'll get out. Usually, when you're in the protocol, you miss a week.
Yeah.
Or miss a game. I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe not. Davis Mills.
Oh, Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Serviceable.
But yeah, no, going back and forth, and then of course Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford going against San Francisco, which could go either way because San Francisco's defense to me seems formidable on paper, and then half the time they just don't show up to the match.
Well, since they lost Warner, who's the heart of the defense.
True.
That was the biggest hit they could have took.
True. James Cook against Miami, though. No, that is a good matchup. Yeah. You are absolutely right on that. This should be a very good match going forward.
Yeah.
All right, let's
jump. The only thing I wouldn't trust Devonta Smith. I don't like him.
No?
He's like Jameson Williams. He's like Jameson Williams for Detroit. Like 1 week they'll get like 2 targets, and then next week they'll get like 100 yards on 3 targets and a touchdown. You just never.
But
you never
Richard,
know.
He has 2 back-to-back weeks of over double digits.
Yeah, it sounds like a regression.
Right.
Coming up.
No, I'm actually on the opposite side of that. I've hated him for the longest time, where I just see Devonta Smith and I'm like, he's not even that good. And then I learned from listening to a podcast that he's a Heisman winner. I was like, yeah, maybe he is good. Nah. Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, Brad.
He needs to throw him on the waiver so I can pick him up. No, I have enough wide receivers to worry about. I got to figure out who I'm going to play. Speaking of which, let's jump over to my matchup against the LaMarvelous Chase. And I mean this in the most respectful way possible. I hope your team continues to put up the amount of points that you've been putting up. Because I need this victory. It's all about the wins, James. That's where I'll stop it. I don't know who I'm going to play at quarterback quite yet, primarily because Jalen's going against Green Bay. But on that same note, it is a Monday night game. But Caleb Williams coming off of that 50-point week going against Giants defense. I don't know. I'm not looking for help or anything like that. I'm just telling you where my mindset's at as I'm going forward. He already, on paper, has the better quarterback situation going into this week, having Lamar Jackson.
Are you really going with Garrett Wilson and Dunphy?
I'm hopping back and forth of what I'm going to be doing, because if I play Caleb Williams, I'm probably going to double up with Rome, primarily because, and this is strictly like the most juvenile thing you're going to see, usually when he comes off a bad week, he comes back in and produces pretty highly.
Yeah, and that Seattle matchup with MSJ, that's iffy. Because they're going to have Warren or Witherspoon on him.
Yeah, no, I saw Marvin Harrison, and I was like, I can't play him because I immediately saw the Seahawks playing them, and they tear up people. They tear up passing defenses, especially.
Seattle is one of the few set and forget defenses out there.
Yeah, I'm actually debating putting them in over the Rams defense. I don't know why I haven't done that already. But,
oh, hell yeah. You better get on that, dude.
And then Josh Jacobs going against Philadelphia. I don't mind having him at the flex role going against that matchup. Plus, Josh Jacobs, he had a streak for, I think it was like 14 games in a row of getting a touchdown. It was broken, and now he's back on it again, so I'm hoping he'll at least get me a tutty. And then obviously the other two running backs up there are primed for their positions as well. These are three players that no matter what, I'm going to play them.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's just like with me, JSN, Rice, and who's my other guy again? Oh, Chase. Yeah, Chase.
Jamar. You forgot Jamar?
Yeah, well.
So they're all just pawns to me. He says scheming in the back room.
Yes, sir. Double digits. Give me double digits and give me wins.
Right. I do feel bad for James or LaMarvelous Chase's running back situation. Because David Montgomery's not a bad running back, but he is a backup. And then Jalen Warren is very spiky in his...
Yeah, he's going against the Chargers defense, which isn't maybe second tier.
I always feel like the Chargers have a pretty solid running defense, though. You would know more than I would. That's your team. Maybe you judge them a little bit more harshly than I do.
Well, yeah, I know what they got.
Well, I know better. And then Trey McBride might have his roughest game of the year going against Seattle.
This 146 to 125 projection, only because he hasn't filled out, he ain't subbed out Worthy yet. Who's his other wide receivers? Oh, look, he ain't got none.
Yeah, it's a rough situation, but it's the trade deadline. I'm looking at pieces that potentially people could go for, but hey, if you're watching this video, that's a need that needs to be filled, both running backs and wide receivers in general. Go send him your trades. He's got Jalen Waddle, so he could swap him up and then pull one of his other running backs. Not that it's a great situation or anything. If this was a super flex, you just play Baker Mayfield. But
right,
it's not.
I would actually flex Otten.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I like. Yeah.
But I'm not going to make a prediction for this game because the last time I declared my team was going to win, we got destroyed. So I'm not going to do that anymore.
Oh no, I got to lean your way on this one. I'm sorry, James, but I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, it's a rough matchup wise and rough player wise. It's just kind of across the board. I think he's on a. I think did he go 3-0 and now he's literally lost 6 games in a row.
5 games in a row.
5 games in a row. Yeah, he's on hard times right now, and I really hope he doesn't dig himself out at my expense. I'm sorry, dude. I'm selfish this week. I need that 500 record. I need hope. Killer Kowalski versus Pardon Me, the game of the week. Even though there's a couple of buys, a couple of matchups that need to be subbed in and out, we're not going to think about those too hard. The reason why this is match of the week is the last time these two guys played, they were both 4-0, and Killer Kowalski knocked the champ down to be the only, undefeated person left in the league. Now somehow through all the parity, through everything in the league, they came out as 6-3 apiece at the top of the scoreboard. And once again, they're going to play for who's first place to send the other person down to second place. And that is all the parity you need to make this game of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if one of them loses and I win, I jump to second.
That's true. That is very true.
Because I had the second most points in this league.
There is also more parity to talk about. Patrick Mahomes is not playing this week. And I am wondering who Michael's going to pick up for quarterback or if he's going to try and make a trade.
Yeah, he's got Purdy on the bench, but who knows what that is.
Right. Big old Q up in the air. If he does return, he'll be perfectly fine. Well, maybe. I'm not a believer in Brock Purdy, so...
Hold on. Why does he got Connor in his flex?
Wait, where?
Pardon me, he's got Connor in his flex right now.
On my
he ain't subbed his players.
On my end, it doesn't say Connor. On my end, it says Tataria McMillan.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at. Oh, I'm looking at the match recap from week 3. What the
It was like, I hope not. I'm pretty sure he dropped him. He didn't even keep him on the IR.
Okay, I got it back. Let's see. Alex got Kelsey and Pickens on by. He's in the market for a tight end. Maybe you should trade him Kraft.
Yeah, that's the target. Let's get him. Kraft. I'll give you Kraft, and I'll even take one of your guys on the bye. I'll take George Pickens. Even trade.
Yeah, I can't make a call on this matchup until I see what they do on the waiver wire.
Right. This is one of those ones where the recap might just be a little bit too early for their liking, because obviously the recap or the waiver wire does not allow people to pick people up for another 7 or 8 hours, maybe even 9. So it's gonna. That's
hopefully I put a claim in. Hopefully it goes through.
Oh yeah. I think I have one claim. I don't even remember what it is. I'd have to look at it. I can reveal it to everybody if you want, but I'm waiver wire. No, I'm not going to reveal it. He says as he reveals it on screen. I'm not going to reveal it, clicks it, and shows it. I'm going for a tight end. That's all I'll say. Kittle's first game back really hurt my confidence in him. That's all I'll say. I don't like whatever it's like, oh yeah, we're going to do it super well. And he lays a goose egg.
Won me 2 leagues.
Kittle has?
That was in his... Yeah, Kittle, yeah.
Yeah, but he's way past his prime now.
Yeah, but he's still George Kittle.
Fair. I do like having that insurance, though, simply for the fact that I don't have a second tight end anymore. And I don't think they have a bye anymore. But just in case, because you never know if Kittle's going to get hurt again, and I would never wish that upon him. But I'm preparing for the worst, dang it.
All right.
But just to do just to do a quick little recap back and forth. Obviously, we can't compare Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, so we don't know who he has. So the edge already has to go to Killer Kowalski, because I don't see too many of the quarterbacks him picking up are going to match Josh Allen. Sam Darnold. Pick up Sam Darnold. Michael, if you're watching this, pick up Sam Darnold.
Oh, no, he's cock-blocked.
Is he?
He is.
Oh.
Because he's right behind me in the waiver order.
Oh, and you're getting him?
Of course.
Oh, well, you heard it here first. Breaking news, ladies and gents. The waiver wire. If you want to cock block Richard, Sam Darnold is the guy to go for. Christian McCaffrey over Derrick Henry. Are we going to still say that if Derrick Henry has Lamar Jackson?
McCaffrey hasn't been stopped all year, so...
Well, half of that is because of George Kittle and his superior blocking, which I am totally thankful for to have on my lineup.
Yeah, but Henry's clearly taking a step back.
Yeah, very true.
Dobbins, he's too old.
The biggest issue with Derrick Henry this year is his ability to hold on to the football.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if you let go of the football, you don't score points. And as John Madden would say, the team with the most points at the end of the game will be the winner.
Oh, bless that man.
Wide receiver core, Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams going against Chris Olave and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, edge goes to Mike.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad wide receiver matchup at all, though. Obviously, Olave's probably a step down below the rest, but as far as wide receiver battles, that one's pretty cool. I think. And then now that's the one we can't really predict because Travis Kelce and George Pickens are out. Dallas Goedert, who's been pretty solid as a tight end this year, as far as scoring goes. And Tatora McMillan, who I am not really familiar with. Hasn't done bad.
His quarterback's Bryce Young. Who the hell knows what he
Right.
he does?
Oh, but look at who the Broncos are facing on their defense, man.
Yeah, that might get ugly.
That might be rough. Either way, like you said, it's too early to predict. We got some great matchups going across the board. Edge for running back probably goes to Killer Kowalski. Wide receivers goes to Pardon Me. Who knows who he's going to get at quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing who gets knocked down a peg and possibly whose spot Richard takes. But it should be a great matchup all the way. Good luck to everybody in the league. Richard, I have a couple questions for you.
Shoot.
If there was one fantasy player, and this is very crucial coming into the trade deadline, that you could obtain for your team, who would it be?
I don't know. I'm happy. I mean, McCaffrey. I'm happy with my team. I'm good with it.
I feel that. Nobody that... I take it you're not one of those people that sees a player that you like, and for the sake of just having that player, you wouldn't trade for them.
Yeah, I got to look at too many variables. Too many variables to take into consideration.
I feel that. You're like, because it's the weird thing where, like, I'm the kind of person, and that probably is shown in a couple of my trades, where I'll be like, you know what? That person did me good one year, so I just want them on my team. And you end up giving up a little value so you can have that player on your team.
I mean, don't take this the wrong way, Commish, but you're kind of a homer.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't know what that is.
I'm surprised you ain't got Aaron Jones on your team.
Right. No, I did pick him up for a little bit, but then I dropped him for somebody else.
Oh, yeah, when he got hurt?
No, not when he got hurt. I dropped him because he was returning the next week. And then ended up dropping him so that I could pick somebody else up instead. I think my defense was on a bye and I needed to get somebody in their place. And so I dropped him again. And then by the time I was able to do anything, Michael had already scooped him back up. But there would I will say this. There would be no point for me to pick up Aaron Jones because of the 3 running backs I already have. Like, I do think...
Yeah.
I think like, whenever I traded for Marvin Harrison Jr., I didn't need him, and he wasn't the best option. Like, obviously, as you talked about, he's probably becoming that point where he could potentially be an every play wide receiver. But when I first picked him up, he was struggling. Kyler Murray looked useless. There was really no reason to have him. But I traded value so that I could get him simply for the fact that I liked him. And even though he hasn't played much, he's on my team. But I also would never be the person that's like, I'll trade you Jonathan Taylor to get Marvin Harrison Jr. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not senile, but I am sentimental. Is that the word I'm looking for? We just call him an idiot. But
you're a homer.
I'm a homer. I have the players I like and I like them. Hashtag Tyrod Taylor cover band league. If that doesn't scream it, I don't know what does. But yeah, no, the player I have on my waiver claim is Harold Fannin Jr. So if anybody's watching this, please don't take him. All right. Now that that's out of the way. The next question on the order. If there was 3 players from this past week that you could put on made the biggest impact on their team list, who would those be?
Well, Bowers for one.
Brock Bowers for sure. I knew that's who you were going to say.
Yeah, Higgins did a pretty decent job.
He did. He made some insane catches.
Yeah. Flacco throws for 470, and Jamar Chase only gets 111. Who the hell was he throwing to?
Higgins.
He only got what, a buck 30, buck 35?
Didn't Chase Brown get quite a few receiving yards as well? I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, that maybe 70.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look at the stat sheet. Let me pull that up real quick. T. Higgins got 121. Jamar Chase got 111. Chase Brown got 75. Andre Iosvius got 66. Tanner Hudson got 42. Noah Fant got 28. And Mitchell Tinsley got 27.
470.
Yeah. 400.
I don't know if that adds up.
Joe Flacco. Do you need me to? I'm going to pull up the calculator right here on the live stream, and we're going to calculate this.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? 121 plus 111 plus 75. Uh-oh. I hit back. Is this worth doing anymore? I was doing it for the bit. Now I'm kind of bored. Plus 75. Plus, do you know what we're at?
I got no idea.
443 plus 27 equals 470. We got him.
All right.
Yeah. The statmatician should be respected, Richard.
Yeah, whatever, ESPN.
All right, so Brock Bowers, you're going with T. Higgins?
And I kind of got to go with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, you do.
Anyone drops a 50 burger, you gotta like, we're not worthy. Straight up Wayne's.
That's right. And what do you say about the man who picked that man up?
Well, you must have had like a dream or a vision.
Yeah, I did. I had a vision that we were taking this all the way, baby. All the way. We're going 5-5 this week. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Now I'm going to lose. Well, it's been nice knowing you guys. Now, any last thoughts on anything that happened this week, Richard?
Yeah, like you said, like we both said, Bizarro world. You can't. Every week has been different.
Absolutely. So that'll probably be it. Is there anything else you would want to include into this review, or do you think we're set?
I think we're good, and good luck to everyone.
Yeah.
Or even my opponent, whatever. Good luck to everyone. We got what, 5 weeks? 5 weeks left.
Oh yeah.
Time to make that point.
Coming down to the nitty gritty.
Yes, sir.
But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be on here, Richard, and supplying us with some of your knowledge and letting some of your league mates hear your dreamy voice.
Whatever, dude.
Love you, buddy.
All right, you too, sir.
You just gotta play the best you can, and sometimes what it comes down to, guys, is intuition. Intuition, like knowing when to take the pizza rolls out of the oven.